Life is all about obligations. Everyone's life is ought to some other's life. Family, relationships. Safety of our life is a reason for others' happiness too. At this rig site, everyone is committed to maintain a safe working environment by following the highest level of HSE standards. This orientation will update you about the rules to protect you and your fellow workers, and violating these rules may lead to disciplinary action. Welcome to the ADC rig. Arrival procedures. All visitors must check in with the security guards at the main entrance gate. You must show your valid H2S card and photo ID to the security guards. Also, log in your name in the register book. Once verified, the security guard will allow you to enter the rig. Make sure you collect the entry card. And it's a green flag for access to the rig. There is no access if it's a red flag. Always remember the maximum allowed speed limit is 5 km/h inside the rig. Driver and all passengers shall fasten the seatbelts all of the time. Using a mobile phone is not allowed while driving. All vehicles must park in the designated parking area and follow the reverse parking procedures. ADC personnel are not allowed to use any non-ADC vehicles in rig and camp travel. Report to Rig Safety Training Coordinator, RSTC, and enter yourself in the logbook and get your T card. Place the T card on T cardboard. Rig admin will guide you. At this ADC rig site, we strictly follow ADC HSE standards to provide you a safe working environment. To know about the safety measures inside the rig, all visitors must go through a safety induction. To prevent any incident caused by jewellery, all jewellery, rings, necklaces, bracelets are forbidden at the work site. The only exception is wristwatches with non-conductive bands. Mobile phones are also prohibited at the work site. All kinds of weapons, alcohol and prohibited drugs are prohibited at the work site. Personal protective equipment. PPEs must be worn compulsory inside the rig, which includes coveralls, hard hat, safety boots, high-impact safety gloves, and safety glasses are mandatory. Hearing protection, respirators, goggles, and other specialized PPEs must be worn if necessary. To work above 1.8 meters at height, proper full body harness must be worn and secured. Make sure you wear the full covered safety shoes inside the rig and campsite. Never keep your safety shoes rig and campsite. It's advised to keep them all the time inside your room. Sandals or slippers are not allowed in rig and campsite. All PPE must be worn at all times inside the rig. ADC rigs have basic medical facilities and full-time medic on location. If you have any pre-medical conditions or allergies, you must report it to the rig medic. Heat exhaustions and symptoms. Working in a heat stress environment, you must be aware of the symptoms of heat exhaustion, such as no perspiration, nausea, headaches, etc. Drinking plenty of water as recommended in urine colour chart can prevent these conditions. If this condition still persists, you can consult the rig medic. Environmental policy. ADC rig includes a strict environmental control policy. Waste is carefully segregated at the rig site. Any incidents, equipment damage or spills must be reported to the rig superintendent immediately. We do not compromise in maintaining the rig surroundings neat and clean. Good housekeeping helps prevent accidents. Dirty coveralls and safety boots are not allowed inside the mess hall. Dropped object. In ADC, we implement a strict dropped object prevention program. Drop zones are well defined in ADC rigs. Green zone, red zone, black zone. While working at heights, only approved working at heights tools shall be used. In case you are going to install any equipment which has potential to drop, you should include it in the temporary register, and you should clearly identify initial and secondary retention. Stop cards. If you observe any unsafe act or condition, intervene and rectify it if possible, and bring it to the attention of the crew supervisor, and report it using the stop card. Even positive observation you can report in the stop card. Remember, anyone has a right to stop any unsafe act. Improvement report CIC. If you have any suggestions which can improve the rig hard, please use the continuous improvement card. Never run on stairs up or down, and never skip the steps in a hurry. Take only one step at a time. Keep at least one hand on rails while carrying objects. It's prohibited to run inside the rig site. Photography is not allowed, and if it is required, permission from ADC and client man in charge must be taken. Smoking is strictly forbidden except in the designated smoking areas. Permit to work and isolation requirements. For any non-routine and high potential jobs, permit to work (PTW) must be raised. All PTW shall be approved by the man in charge and acknowledged by client representatives if required. Job safety analysis, or HAR, shall be attached to each permit to work and discussed in the pre-job meeting. Pre-job meeting shall be conducted prior to any job, and the sign sheet to be attached to the permit to work. Appropriate lockout, tag-out practices must follow to identify and isolate equipment to be worked on. Keys to be controlled by the man in charge. Authorization to third-party rig-up. Prior to rig-up, and client or third-party equipment and authorization to rig-up form must be filled up and approved by MIC and company man. Third parties must provide all the reference documents of equipment. Certificates, inspection reports, JSA, risk assessment, etc. Rig-up will not be allowed until all required documents provided. Cold works permits to be issued for rig-up in addition to authorization to third-party rig-up permit. Any service company is not allowed to use any rig tools or equipment such as air valves, water valves or electrical receptacle without having permission from the rig supervisors and someone from the rig to witness using this tool. If any service company needs to use any electrical or mechanical equipment, they should issue a work permit, and the JSA should be reviewed by a rig mechanic or rig electrician, as well as the rig RSTC. Safety meetings. Pre-tour safety meeting, conducted 20 minutes prior to the shift for crew and all personnel involved in the coming operation. Pre-job safety meeting. Before any job, all involved personnel to attend. Weekly safety meeting, conducted in weekly basis midday and midnight, all personnel on board shall attend. RSTC will tell you the meeting timings. Hazardous substances, safety and MSDS. All hazardous materials on the rig site should have an MSDS to provide information in the safe handling of the chemicals and emergency response. Emergency eye wash stations and safety showers are provided at various locations where chemicals are used or stored. Mechanical lifting operations. Observe the current lifting equipment color code and make sure that all lifting equipment is certified. RSTC will inform you about current color code. Usage of web slings is only permitted under PTW. Working or moving under any suspended load is prohibited. Emergency procedures. Once you notice this alarm, stand by and be prepared for evacuation. In case of H2S release, you hear this alarm with yellow flashlight. Don't panic. Put your SCBA located in your room or in your work areas and then proceed directly to the upwind muster point. In the case if there is no wind or the wind is middle direction, all personnel will muster to the primary muster point near the gate. Remove your T-card, line up and wait for the instructions. The man in charge will decide to evacuate the location. Please stay quiet and follow the instruction to evacuate to the safe gathering area outside the location and wait for outside help and support. Emergency drills are conducted on a regular basis to ensure preparedness and efficiency. All personnel on location must participate in drills. Be familiar with the following emergency alarms: H2S gas alarm, fire alarm, kick blowout alarm, terrorist attack alarm, all clear alarm. You must follow facial hair policy. Facial hair that might inhibit the seal of a respirator is not permitted. Logout procedure. When you leave the location, log out from the visitor book, remove your T-card and submit the entry pass card to the rig admin, and he will give the exit pass to you. Remember that you have the right obligation to stop the job that is unsafe or not understood. Be safe and be responsible to your obligations.